Hi, this is Dave with an introduction to Active911. For those not aware, Active911 is an app that is available either through Google Play for Android devices or for iOS, available in the iTunes Store. And what it does is it provides you with real-time run information on your mobile device. Basically, when you first download the app, you will see this icon on your device. And when you open it, the very first thing it's going to do is ask you for a registration code. Once you enter that code, basically you'll see a check mark on the main screen under settings in the cases of a couple of devices, and it'll indicate, yeah, it's good to go at that point in time. This screen right here that I'm showing you with the activation is also where you set everything up. Let's go through these real quick. The first one after registered is Enable GPS. When you have that in the on position, what it does is it allows other Active911 users to see your location on the map, which may be useful for multiple users responding on a multi-company response. Map markers basically controls how the map defaults when it comes up. So basically, we're using Google or Apple Maps. If you want to see just a couple of city blocks by default, then what you want to do is go ahead and hit Dense Urban. If you want to see a much larger area in the vicinity of the call you're going to, then what you'll go ahead and do is click on Rural, and that will give you a wide area by default view. Under mapping, there are two different options available. There's Google Maps or Apple Maps, and although I'm an Apple enthusiast, I do not recommend using Apple Maps as part of Active911. When I've tried it out, about 50% of the time it leads to a location which is completely inaccurate, whereas Google is accurate about 90 to 95% of the time. Under that, we have basically duty status. If you click on that, it gives you a couple of options, on duty, off duty, or auto, which we'll talk about at a later date. So basically you come on shift, place yourself on duty, and then you'll start receiving alerts. Under the ringtone section, there are a bunch of different tones that are available. All you have to do is select the one that you want, and that's the sound that you will hear every time a run comes in that you have subscribed to. And then finally on the main screen, we have the groups. In order to begin receiving alerts through Active911, you need to subscribe to apparatus groups, essentially. In this case, what I've done is selected pretty much every apparatus in Salt Lake City, which means I'm a glutton for punishment. But in the case of your particular situation, what you may want to do is go ahead and subscribe to your apparatus, and then potentially B1 and B2, so you can hear if there's a larger situation they're responding to. And I've even heard of some who will actually subscribe to the apparatus in surrounding districts, so they can maintain operational awareness of what's kind of going on around them. So you can subscribe to as many or as few apparatus as you want to. Now, basically on the left-hand side of the screen here, this is a listing of all of the runs that have come in while I've shown myself on duty. And the way this works out is you basically select an alert, and you'll notice that blue dot goes away as soon as you select it. And in the top section here where it shows, in this case, Gateway Mall, 62 South Rio Grande, if I select that, what it does is it basically pulls it up on the map. Now, a couple of things to point out here. First and foremost, in many cases, a route will be provided based upon where your current location is and where your call is. For some reason, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it does it and sometimes it doesn't. If I figure out what the trick is to make that work consistently, I'll definitely let you know. This bottom button down here with the two arrows basically changes the map view that you have on your screen. So if you select that once, what it does is it gives you an aerial view of the call that you're going on, and like in this case, the blue dot indicates my location. If I press it a second time, what it does is pull up an aerial view and also includes street names. And then, of course, if I pinch in or out, I can go ahead and zoom in or out. The last two things to show you, and by the way, it does bring up hydrants kind of in an unusual way. I think that I'm going to try to figure out a better way to make the hydrants a little more usable on this map, but typically speaking, you have to pinch in until you get to, kind of close into where you're going to in order to make sense of the hydrants. Last two buttons, first of all, is this arrow. When I push that button, what that does is it indicates my current location of my device, which can be useful if you're responding in a district you're not familiar with or a mutual aid call. And then I'm not going to press this button, but the directions down here at the bottom, what that will do is it'll bring up a Google indication of where you are and how to get to where you want to go using text. If I hit the button up at the top, it'll take me back to my screen here. There are buttons here, response, arrival, cancel, etc. That's mostly useful for agencies who want to use this kind of like MDT software and give an indication, through touch that they've arrived, etc. And then the call details are located below. Basically what this does is it indicates just the basic indicators of what the situation is. In this case, a syncable episode at Gateway Mall. Gives a cross street, the units that have been dispatched, case number, and a brief description of what happened. These are from the dispatch remarks. Finally, there's an external link. If you go ahead and click that Maps app, Active911, what it does is it goes ahead and brings up Google information, and it asks for your starting location and your ending location, and that's a different way of getting routing if routing is not available. That is pretty much it in a nutshell. If you have any questions regarding this, feel free to give me a call. I'm at 801-799-3540. Thank you.